Welcome to Tiny Marketing. This is Sarah Noel Block, and this is the podcast that helps B2B service businesses do more with less. Learn lean, actionable, organic marketing strategies you can implement today. No fluff, just powerful growth tactics that work. Ready to scale smarter? Hit that subscribe button and start growing your business with Tiny Marketing. Hi, friends. Welcome to episode 115 of the Tiny Marketing Show. I'm Sarah Noel Block, or as my transcripts say, Knowles Blocks. I don't know. Descript can't figure out what my name is. So today I am sharing a clip from my Tiny Masterclass that I did earlier this week called The 4 Funnels to Booked Out One-to-One Clients. So you were getting a taste of the first funnel on that list, and that is the end of year Biz Dev Blitz. So I'm sharing a clip from that mini masterclass. And if you want to watch the entire masterclass and get the other 3 funnels, I have the link down in the show notes, and you can grab that along with some fun bonuses that go with it. So enjoy, and if I don't hear from you until after the holidays, happy holidays, guys. I love you, I love you, I love you. Enjoy this episode.
Who am I? I have added millions to my clients' revenue with content funnels. So I'm Sarah Noel Block. I am the host of Tiny Marketing and of the Tiny Marketing Club. And I help my clients build organic funnels that bring in clients on repeat. That is what I'm about. I don't spend any money on ads, and I don't rely on referrals. I think all of that sucks because you don't have control over it. Ads are expensive. Referrals are awesome, but you don't have control over it. I'm a big no thank you on that. I want organic, I want repeatable systems. So here's the story of how I kind of uncovered these funnels. So one year I had a freaking amazing year. Well, I had an amazing Q1 and Q2, but then Q3 hit and I had absolute crickets. So I had to do something. I created an experiment. I wanted to recreate what those one-to-many brands do. You know, those funnels that they create, and you're like, why is it so easy for them? And it's not when you do one-to-one services. It's different because you need to build relationships. So I had to rethink what funnels could really look like. How could I make funnels that work for one-to-one clients and make it easy and repeatable? So I started experimenting and playing with what was working for them to make it work for one-to-one. And I grew my pipeline by multi six figures, had a wait list, and I remained booked out until I wasn't anymore. Let me explain. I stopped doing these funnels. I thought that I had natural momentum. I was like, oh, I'm living on easy street. Everything's going to be easy because money was just rolling in for 7 months. I barely had to try. What I didn't realize is that I didn't just have natural momentum. What I had was a system that was working. And when I turned it off, it stopped working. I stopped making money. So I re-implemented my funnels. And within 10 days, I added an additional 170,000 to my sales pipeline. And I learned a lesson too. I learned that these systems can be turned on and turned off, but you're not going to just naturally make money unless you're like a Jenna Kutcher. It's not going to happen. And I also learned that what you do now or don't do now will affect you 90 days from now. So I have been running this thing for about 5 years now, Tiny Marketing, as a solo person. I was freelancing, like I built Tiny Marketing 10 years ago. but solo for 5. And I have realized that the habits that I created, they kick into gear 90 days from now. So the things that you're doing will affect you then. And when I stopped working on my funnels, 90 days later, I had no more funnel. I had no more pipeline left. And when I did do it, it took 1 quarter and I was filled out for 7 months. These habits, they're repeatable, but they also build on each other. So when you stop doing them, you will slowly feel the pain and then it'll hit you all at once when you're at nothing. What if you had a simple roadmap to keep your client roster full year round? And it's a habit that you can just turn on and it's easy and it's possible because I have done it and I have not done it and I felt the consequences of it. Now, what you're going to learn today is the 4 funnels that work for one-to-one offers. A bonus companion funnel, which is called the gateway funnel, and it moves prospects from slight interest, I'm willing to test you out, to a high ticket client, and then how to nurture leads that don't convert right away. Because think about it. Some of you on this call right now are the type of people who will say, yes, I want to purchase. I want to buy right away. But some of you on here will want to do your research and you'll get to know the person that you're buying from before you say yes. I'm that second person. I have sometimes had to be nurtured on lists for years before I purchased from someone, and that's okay. That's just how consumers work. Some people are fast to take action and some people need nurturing. So we're going to talk about that too. So let's get into the first one. Now, we know this is quick and dirty. So if you have questions, you can put them in the chat now, and I will get to them at the end. Cynthia, hi. Um, but let's get into the funnels as we're doing this. So funnel number 1 is the one I talked about today on LinkedIn, the end of year biz dev blitz. So what is it? It is a Q4 push to maximize connection calls to secure business before the end of the year. Here's how it works. You identify ideal fit clients from your network and social media platforms. So let me talk you through how I do it. One thing I do is I'll go on LinkedIn and I'll check out who has viewed my profile recently, because they are likely interested in working with me, and that's the reason they were looking. Um, if I don't have any ideal fit people, it's just people wanting to sell me who looked at my profile, I'll go to people who share the same audience as me. They also sell to the same people as me. And I will click on everybody who engaged with their most recent post, and I'll find ones that are ideal fits for me, and I'll start conversations with them. Another thing I'll do is I'll go into my Slack communities that are very niche. They have all of the people that I sell to, and I'll start answering questions there and connecting with people and scheduling connection calls. So those are some easy ways to find good fit people. I mean, the absolute easiest one is find people who are doing better, like getting higher engagement than you on LinkedIn, and just seeing who's engaging with them. And then look through that list. Are there any good fit people? You just say, hey, I connected through X, and start a conversation that way. Next, craft personalized outreach messages that schedule casual connection calls. So I rarely have actual true sales calls with people. Most of the time, I'm just having a casual connection call or a networking call, whatever you want to call it, and having a conversation with someone where we're just talking about our business. And then if something resonates with them, they'll want to pursue a sales conversation. But they almost always start with a casual connection call. Now, a good way to craft a personalized outreach message is, if you guys have listened to my podcast before as a Tiny Marketing Show, I have an episode, it's episode 100, with Molly Godfrey, and she taught this DM strategy that works so, so well. And it basically is when you send that connection request, send a little note with it that says why you connected, like, what community you found them on or who you found them through. But then put in a one-liner that describes who you are, what you do, and who you do it for, and then send that connection request. Will as many people accept your connection request? No. A lot of them will be like, no thanks. I think that they're going to sell to me. But everybody who does accept them has given you a little hand raise because they are interested. So anytime I'm connecting with someone who I think would be an ideal fit client, I send that type of connection request DM, and they have been converting like fire. So thank you, Molly. And if you haven't listened to that episode, it's episode 100. And then next, when you're on those connection calls, be naturally curious and have conversations with them. Ask them what's going on with their business, who they want to connect with, who their ideal client is. If it makes sense, provide a solution. And that solution might not be you. So I have tons of connection calls every week. And sometimes the solution that they need is a connection with someone else, someone I know. Sometimes the connection they need is a free masterclass like this. And sometimes it's my service. But I am going to give them the most valuable solution for them, even if it's not me. But that honesty is what drives more sales. And, referrals still work. So they will also be more likely to send you referrals. I actually got a client yesterday from someone who did not upsell to my services, but they loved like the honesty and the value that I provide them so much. They were like, go talk to Sarah. I think that she might be a good fit for you. So it works on a lot of levels to just, be real. And why it works. It leverages the natural year-end urgency for planning. That's a huge thing. So at the end of a year for companies, they need to do their planning and budgeting for the next year. This usually happens somewhere in Q4. They also need to spend whatever is left over in their budget or they will lose it for the following year. So they need to spend money. So now is a great time to do your biz dev blitz because they might have urgent projects or they might prepay you in order to use up that budget for next year's projects. It positions you as a partner to achieve next year's goals because they're thinking about this now. They have to plan their budget at this time of year. So they are thinking about what projects they're going to do in 2025. So now is the time to have the conversations with them. And last, the connection calls allow you to build a relationship that leads to trust and sales. Because you're doing it really organically and honestly, it's going to lead to a less power dynamic relationship when you go from connection call to that sales conversation because you're just curious. It's like Ted Lasso, just be curious. And for you guys who don't have a great one-liner, there is a one-liner workshop that's available in the Tiny Marketing Club. So you can, if you're part of that, you can grab that. It was a workshop that I did earlier this year, but it will, by the end of it, you'll have multiple one-liners that you can use depending on the person that you're sending it to.
That was that. I hope you enjoyed learning about my end of year biz dev blitz funnel, which works wonders. And I do it every single year at this point. If you want the 3 other funnels that I taught in that masterclass, head to the show notes page and you can download it. And on top of that, I will send out 2 bonus funnels in the email sequence that follows so you can learn a couple more scalable funnels that work for booking one-to-one clients. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you want to build out your everyday profit habits together, don't forget to join the Tiny Marketing Club. Just because you missed out on the sale doesn't mean that you missed out on the opportunity to be in the club. So go to sarahnoelblock.com/club to learn more about that. And last and always, if you enjoyed this episode, please like, comment, subscribe. The more you interact with these episodes, the more it gets boop popped up in the algorithm, though. By the way, if you're watching on video, can you tell that it's really cold in Chicago today? I'm right outside of Chicago. I am in a big sweatshirt. In fact, it's my husband's, and it's 5 degrees. So thank you. And if you don't comment, like, subscribe, etc. before the holidays, I just want to say happy holidays to all of you, and I will see you next week. You love all things tiny marketing, head down to the show notes page and sign up for the wait list to join the Tiny Marketing Club, where you get to work one-on-one with me with trainings, feedback, and pop-up coaching that will help you scale your marketing as a B2B service business. So I'll see you over in the club.